I made the pieces I needed and left them all up there on the roof.
How am I going to explain him to everybody? You know, no one knew about him.
I was hoping that I could rely on her. All I wanted was a ride for when I bust out.
He told me one day that he was going to make me love him. Yeah. I thought to myself, I already do, but I didn't tell him.
The last couple of days before I left, I spent as much time as I could up in the roof, and I observed. I decided that I was going to leave tomorrow night, no matter what. Everything was leading up to this. All the months of preparation. I was very calm and relaxed, but I knew that if I was caught, I'd be transferred to a federal supermax prison where I'd have no chance of escaping.
Man walking!
I ate a little bit, not too much, and I had me a cup of coffee because I wanted to, make sure that I was kind of amped up that night.
I didn't take you for a coffee drinker, Quawntay.
In case I had to stay up as late as possible.
My shift began at 6 p.m. A few arrests. It wasn't very busy. It wasn't overwhelmingly busy. Looking back at it now, you remember that Quawntay was generally always standing in his window, looking like he was talking with someone else.
You gonna be ready for me?
Okay. He called me and he said, I'm getting out. Could you pick me up? And I'm like, sure.
There was really nothing unusual about that night. It's just a normal night.
I leave the home. It takes approximately 45 minutes. I was excited. I wanted to be able to, physically touch him. I just wanted him to be free.
Around 8 o'clock, I cut my blanket into little strips, and I tied each strip together. I made like a long rope out of it. There was a guy there.
Hey, yo, CJ!
I had him harass the guard.
They ain't giving you your mail. That's against the law.
Morelli!
He pushed his button and he started to yell at the guard who was watching the camera.
Why are you not giving me my letters?
Because once you press your button, they're going to be there at your cell to see what's going on with you. So I covered my camera up, brought the dummy down, and then uncovered the camera again.
Arrive in Alton, and he calls and tells me what to do, and I follow his instructions. And then he instructs me to park on Washington Street, and that he'd be out in a few minutes. I was excited knowing that he was going to be released soon. I got the cable he wanted. I even bought groceries.
As soon as Morelli's done the rounds, I'm out of the blocks. I'm moving fast, but I'm real methodical in what I do. Body first, head next, then arms. I need the dummy to buy me time. It's gotta look good. I take the plate down, I'm through the ceiling. Along the crawl space, into the roof, and across the vent as fast as I can go. I'm thinking, will the guards spot the dummy in my cell? Am I going to be seen as I come out? Will Tanya even be there?
I was sitting in the vehicle. I turned it off. And out of the corner of my eye, I kept seeing something move. And I looked over towards the jail. In the middle louver, I kept seeing someone pull it down and looking out.
Across the street, a truck was coming up that alley, and the truck had bright lights, and the lights just shined right on the vent. I just hoped he didn't see that. So I removed the vent and threw down the rope.
And then I seen someone come flying out the top, spelunking down off the side of this jail. It was hard to believe. My heart sunk.
I slid down the rope so fast, I burned the palms of my hands. I just dropped.
Oh my God. I just can't believe this is happening. That's when I realized, oh my gosh, he just broke out of jail.
Unlock the door!
Come on, what are you doing? Open the door.
Quawntay Adams has just escaped from Alton Jail, Illinois. An unwitting accomplice is acting as his getaway driver.
We both touched the door at the same time. Our hearts both sunk, but for different reasons.
Unlock the door. Open the door.
My heart sunk because it was this, that's when I realized, oh my gosh, he just broke out of jail.
Unlock the door!
I thought she was real nervous.
Unlock the door! Unlock the door! What are you doing? Unlock the door!
She should have had the door unlocked.
And then I had just seen this sad look on his face. And I let him in. Oh my God. I just can't believe this is happening. He's like, well, I thought you knew. I did not have a clue. I had no clue. Once he got in, I thought I just got in too deep already. I couldn't go back.
I'm thinking she's real panicky.
"4 a.m. is when the local radio station comes to take the names of the people who are there for petty offenses, and they broadcast on the radio.
Hey Mike, how you doing?
He asked me,
You doing any construction work outside? Why?
and he said that there was something hanging from the air vents. I just went numb. Everything kind of stopped for a second, and you get the oh no feeling. Your heart is in your stomach, the bottom of your stomach. It's gotta be Quawntay Adams. I banged on the door and yelled his name.
Quawntay! Quawntay!
Quawntay did not respond.
Quawntay!
It looked like what it had looked like the entire night. You could hear the sound of paper. You could see the cup fall on the floor, and you knew it was just a dummy. Made it look like him.
Answered the phone knowing that something was probably wrong somewhere.
Mike, what's up?
And the first thing he says is, Quawntay has escaped. I physically thought I was going to throw up. After I hung up the phone with Mike, and I called the captain, deputy chief, and the chief.
Get him right up out of bed. All right, good. Bye.
My realization came from being woken up and told that we had an escape at the jail. It was a very strange feeling. Obviously, we believed it would be difficult, if not impossible, to escape from the jail if procedures were followed.
Are we gonna go to my house?
They're gonna come there. My plan was to hold up nearby, get on the phone, get somebody reliable to pick me up.
Why don't you rent a motel room for a couple of days until things calm down?
I needed to get off the road fast.
I don't really care what time it is, Murray. I need roadblocks set up every access road in and out of Alton, and I want it done now.
It was hectic when I arrived. I went directly into the command center, and then I went up to the jail. I wanted to see everything myself.
Is that how we got out? Where did you get a hacksaw? All right, come on, let's get out of here.
We needed to try to narrow a time frame down. If a few minutes have gone by, then the prisoner is nearby. If he's been gone for half an hour and could be maybe 30 miles away, you have a 60-mile in diameter circle to be searched. If you get 2 hours out and you're looking at 120 miles or farther away, this becomes geographically impossible. We were already in the geographic impossibility of securing a perimeter circle. Obviously, we were very, very concerned.
I was scared. I knew it was very serious. I wanted to keep him protected too. I wanted to keep him hid.
I was real wary. I needed to reach out to someone to come get me.
What's going on with the video?
We began looking at any other source of information that we could gain that would give us any insight into where he might have gone and who had contact with him. Some of those things would be the records of the phone calls that he made. And in the course of this process, going through those records, we came across the name of Tanya Goodwin.
Boss, I think we got one.
43 years old. Police are presently trying to locate Miss Goodwin, who is known to have visited Adams while at Alton Jail on at least 2 occasions.
It's on the TV. And there it was, all over the news.
We just sat beside each other and watched the news. It was so intense.
I decided the best thing would be for her to go home and wait on the police to come interview her. Let's not get you in any more trouble, because I knew they were going to question her.
He took the phone book and he just started looking through a section of East St. Louis, and he's like,
"Tell them that you dropped me off at the McDonald's on State Street."
You dropped me off and I just walked away into the darkness. Sounded easy enough. I was very confident that I could convince the police officers of that.
I anticipated that once the pressure got real tough, that it was a great possibility that she would roll over and tell them where I was at. But I figured that I had enough time to get away before they got there. I made a call to somebody I knew in California. I need somebody to come pick me up. They contacted somebody in Chicago to come down and get me. They're probably about 5 hours away.
Tanya Goodwin had visited him twice in the immediate past. We needed to determine if she had talked to him, if she was cooperative, if she knew anything.
Got an address for you, Jimmy?
Yes, I got it. What's in?
After we determined where she lived, pulled the records up, we contacted the police department for the areas where she lived to go and make contact with her.
There was 2 of them that come beating the door down. And I went and opened the door. And they were just like flying all over me.
Where's Quawntay? Where's your boyfriend? Clear! Clear!
They had their guns drawn, searching the apartment.
Where's Quawntay?
Where's Quawntay?
Where is Quawntay?
Quawntay.
Where is Quawntay?
He really, really scared me.
I was expecting my ride to turn up in just a couple of hours.
I picked him up and I took him to the McDonald's in St. Louis.
That's a lie. Tell me the truth.
I'm trying to tell you.
Where is he? Where is Quawntay?
I can't do it. And I told him where he was.
She told us that he was in room 108 of the motel. I was one of the first cars there. What I'm thinking outside the door is he's not going to go easy because of the incredible amount of dedication to systematically escape from a jail. He may have a gun and may want to go down in a firefight. It's scary. You don't know what's going to happen. You're on edge. You're nervous. You're shaking.
Moment in my life.
He was pretty good at getting out of the jail. He just wasn't very good once he got out. Kind of like that dog that breaks his chain. You know, once he got off, he didn't know where to go.